Again, inhale, we'll lift the arms all the way back up. And exhale through the mouth. And then let's gently release the arms down again. You can shake those out a little bit. And we're gonna just invite the joints to start to work. So I'm gonna have you lift your right foot up, and then we'll start to rotate your ankle. So you can start to rotate your ankle in one direction, and then we'll go the opposite direction. And then we'll gently bring your foot down. And let's do that on the opposite side. So we'll inhale, lift your left foot up, and then rotate your left ankle. Doing about, I don't know, 3 to 5 times each way. Maybe if you go a little bit more, that's fine too. We'll go the opposite way when you're ready. And then we'll gently bring your feet down. Let's bring your hands just above your knees, no pressure on your knees, and we'll just start to move the knees around a little bit. So going in circles in one direction, and then let's go in the other direction. And then from here, I'm also gonna have you bring your feet a little bit wider than your knees, and we're gonna knock your knees together, and then feel your tailbone lift up towards the ceiling, feel your chest melt down. And then we're gonna press the knees out. Taking an inhale. And then exhale, we'll bring the knees together, lift the tailbone up, breathe out. And then inhale, we'll release the knees out. Let's do that one more time. We're gonna bring the knees together, lift your tailbone up, and then exhale through the mouth. And let's bring your knees apart. We're gonna inhale, lift your hands up onto your hips. I want you to imagine you have a hula hoop on, and we're just gonna wiggle your hips going in one direction. And then we're gonna start to move the hips in the opposite direction. And then we're gonna come back to the center, and let's shake your arms out again. And then this time we're gonna sway out from side to side. So if you have any back issues, lift your heel up as you start to twist. If not, you can keep both of the feet on the ground. So listen to your body. And as we do all of this, if something doesn't feel good, don't do it. Take care of what your body needs. And then we're gonna come back to the center. We're gonna release the arms down. We'll inhale, lift all the way up. Bringing the hands to the heart center. And we're gonna bring our hands in fists and bring your thumb on top. So the forefingers are inside and the thumbs are on top. And then we're gonna open and close your arms and just start to get a stretch through your shoulders. And you can do this as fast or slow, especially if you have any shoulder injuries. Be careful and mindful of that. Beautiful work. 2 and 1. And then we're gonna slowly shake out again. And then we're gonna take your right elbow and you're gonna lift that up and back. And then we'll do that on the left side. And again, over to the right and to the left. And one more time to the right. And then one more time to the left. Beautiful. Let's inhale, reach the arms all the way up. We'll interlace your fingers, reach your palms towards the ceiling, and let's lift a little bit over to the right side. Just feeling some space in the side waist. 2 and 1, we'll inhale, lift up, and then exhale over to the other side. Beautiful work, everybody. 2 and 1. We're gonna inhale, we'll lift up, and then we're gonna exhale, lower your arms down. And then we're gonna turn and face the short end of your mat, or I'm gonna turn for you, and you can just make how that makes sense for your body and where you're at in your room. So let's inhale, we'll lift your arms all the way up. And then what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna bend your knees. We wanna think about hinging from your hips. Keep your spine really straight to protect your back, and we'll lower your hands to the ground. We'll bring your chin to your chest, and let's take a little bit of a forward fold from here. Now, as you're here, you can just kind of hang out. Maybe your hands are on the ground. Maybe you're like, no way, my hands can't even get close to the ground. That's fine. Maybe you're gonna grab your elbows around, or you can also, if you need to stretch your shoulders out, maybe interlace your hands behind your back. Bring your chin to your chest, just taking a few deep breaths. 2 and 1, and then we're gonna bring our hands to our hips. We'll bend into the knees and we'll inhale, come stand all the way up. Let's inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, we'll bring your hands to your heart center again, let your eyes close, and just take a moment and get quiet. Feel your breath. So we've started to move a little bit. Maybe the breath has started to pick up. Notice if it's smooth or is it choppy. And then just take a moment to check in. How is your mind? Is it calm? Is it cluttered? Is it scattered? and not judging it. Just be aware, oh, this is what's going on for me today. And then take a moment to notice if there's any physical sensations going on. And then also notice your energy. Do you have a lot of energy today? Are you a little bit more tired? And just take a moment to become aware of all of those things. Not that you have to judge them, just be aware. And then take a moment to find gratitude. What are you grateful for? We'll take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. And we'll release your arms, shake out a little bit. All right, so I know we're in a beginner's class, so I'm gonna just do some really basic stretches. We'll start with some standing positions, and then I don't know, in a little while, we'll start to move towards the ground, and we'll probably do a sun salutation or two. So again, just follow along as best as you can. So my recommendation for you is to take your right foot. You're gonna make sure your right toes are going forward as best as they can. And then we're gonna step your left foot back. And we wanna have a slight bend in the right knee. Maybe the thigh is almost parallel to the ground. It doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe imagining that your hips are kind of going in the same direction, or just notice if they're not. And we'll inhale, either reach your hands about shoulder height, or if that feels okay, you can reach your arms all the way to the ceiling. And just taking a few breaths here, feeling the feet on the earth. We call this pose Warrior A or Warrior 1, depending on where you've practiced before. 2 and 1. Now we're gonna bring our hands to our heart center, and with all of your energy and your awareness, you're gonna step your left foot up to meet your right. Beautiful. All right, so let's try this on the other side. So again, we'll release the hands down, perhaps starting with the hands at the hips, stepping your right foot back, getting that back foot flat as best as you can, slight bend in that front left knee. The thigh is maybe parallel to the ground, but not perfect, it's fine. And just starting to feel the foundation of your practice, and we'll inhale, reach your arms forward, and you can stay right here, maybe feeling your shoulders roll back again, or reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Breathing here, Warrior 1, Warrior A. Keep breathing, finding something to focus on, bring your awareness and your attention to. 2 and 1, and then we'll come step your feet together. Beautiful work, everybody. Let's inhale, lift your arms up. We're gonna exhale, turn your palms out wide. We're gonna bend the knees, hinge from the hips to fold forward. Maybe bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, we'll slide your hands on your shins, lengthen your spine, reach the crown of the head forward. Maybe feel your shoulders move away from your ears. And then we'll come fold forward again. Inhale, rise the arms all the way up towards the ceiling, or outside if you're there. Exhale, we'll bring your hands to your heart center. And just noticing different changes happening in the body. So we're gonna repeat that move once again that we just did, and then we'll add some more positions on. So we'll bring our hands to our hips, keeping the right foot forward, stepping that left foot back again, getting that back foot flat as much as you can, slight bend in that front knee. Again, finding the pelvis stable, just feeling the sensation in your body. And then again, you can reach your arms forward. If this is too much, always feel free to keep your hands at your hips. And then again, if you want, you can reach your arms towards the ceiling. And just taking a few breaths here. Notice, what does it feel like? 2, I'm a little wobbly. It's challenging to do yoga on carpet. So if you see me wobble, know that that's some of it why. We're gonna bring your hands to your heart center. We're gonna come slide onto the ball of the back foot. Now, I want you to just kind of say to yourself, I trust myself. I'm happy with where I am today in this moment. And then we're gonna lift and balance on that right leg. And you can keep your hands at your chest, or maybe reach your arms towards the sky. 2 and 1, and then we'll bring your feet together. Beautiful work, wherever you're at, even if you fell over. Awesome, because you know what happens when we fall over? We get back up again and we try it again. So when you're ready, we'll try this on the other side. So keeping the left foot forward, we'll step your right leg back. Again, finding the foundation here, feeling that strength and awareness in your body. We'll inhale, perhaps keeping your hands at your hips. You can reach your arms forward, maybe roll the shoulders back, or lift the arms up. Taking a few breaths here. Bringing awareness into the body, of the breath. Notice if this feels challenging or easy. Let's bring our hands to our heart center, gliding onto the ball of the back foot. And again, just bring your awareness kind of that you trust yourself, you feel safe. And then what we're gonna do is inhale, lift the back leg off the mat, and maybe reach your arms towards the ceiling. 2 And one. Now let's slowly lower the hands down. We're going to inhale, reach your arms up. I'm going to do a little bit of a sun salutation if you want to go up and down. If not, just hang out for a moment. We'll meet you right here in a few positions. Otherwise, we're going to exhale. We're going to fold forward, bend your knees, hinge from your hips. We'll inhale, slide the hands on the shins, lengthen the spine. We're going to exhale, lower your hands down. We'll step your right foot back and then the left foot back, downward dog. Now, if you're downward dog, your knees are bent, that's fine. Take care of what feels good for your body. If this doesn't feel good at all, just come to a tabletop. You can stay here, or if you want, you can follow me. We're going to come to a plank. You can lower down for a push-up or lower all the way to the mat. And then we'll release the feet. We'll lift the chest up for up dog or cobra. So if you're familiar with this practice, do what's comfortable for you. 2 and 1. And we're going to inhale, lift up. You can stay right here. Maybe find child's pose, or maybe come back to downward dog. So again, what feels good for your body? 3, 2, maybe feel your fingers on the mat. And 1, and then we're going to gaze between the thumbs. We're going to slowly walk our feet as many steps as we need to meet our hands, and then we'll bend our knees as we come up to standing. Beautiful. Is everybody doing okay? I hope so. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so we're going to add on a little bit more to what we were doing with the standing positions, and then we'll go from there. So we'll bring our hands to our hips again, keeping that right foot forward, stepping the left foot back. Finding the foundation. Roll the shoulders back, maybe reach your arms forward, maybe reach your arms up high. 2 and 1. Now this time, let's bring the hands to the heart. You're going to take your back foot and you're going to step it up a little bit so both legs are straight. And then I want you to think about that you're not trying to lead with your head, that you're leading with your chest or your heart, and we're going to lean forward a little bit. Some of you might be right here. Some of you might be able to bring your hands to the ground, maybe even bending your knee a little bit and bringing your nose toward your knee. So again, kind of make whatever feels good here for you available. Taking a few breaths. 3, 2, and 1. We'll take a slight bend in that front knee and inhale as you rise the arms all the way up from wherever you are. We're going to gently lower the arms down. Bring the hands behind you. Let's imagine we're holding a ball between our hands. We're going to glide onto the ball of the back foot again. We're going to press to the right foot. We're going to inhale, lift the left leg up. You can stay here if you want a little bit of a challenge, maybe kick it forward. And then we'll bring your feet down. Beautiful. All right, shaking it out a little bit. Let's inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart center, exhale through the mouth. Let's do that again. Release, inhale, lift up. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing our hands back to our hips. We'll step our right leg back. You might have noticed as we just did those 3 breaths right there that you're able to like cool off a little bit or calm down. It's really great, especially if you are agitated with anything, you know, take 3 breaths before you jump into the next thing. Let's inhale, reach your arms up. Maybe inhale, lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Hopefully it's starting to feel a little bit different, perhaps a little bit better as you've come back a few times. 2 and 1. Now we're going to straighten the leg. We'll bring our hands to our hips. We'll roll the shoulders back. You can lead with your heart as you come forward. And then again, if you want, you can bring your hands towards the ground, maybe bend the knee, nose towards the knee. You might want to step that back right foot up a little bit. I forgot to have you do that. So take care of your body. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to slowly take a slight bend in the knee as you rise up. Take your time. We'll lift your arms up for a moment. And then we're going to gently sweep the arms back. Imagine you're holding a ball between your hands. We're going to lift onto the ball of the back foot. Inhale, lift your heart up. We'll lift the back leg up. And then maybe take that leg forward and arms up. And then we'll bring our feet down. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to, if you want, I'm going to add on another up dog, down dog time. Again, if you want to try that, great. If not, just hang out for a moment. And then we're going to do some side stretches for our hips. So let's inhale, lift your arms up. We'll exhale as you bend your knees, hinge from the hips to fold forward. Inhale, we'll slide the hands on the shins, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, we'll bring your hands down. We're gonna step your feet back. Let's bend your knees as we begin here. Keeping your tailbone up high. Imagine you have a little puppy tail, you're happy. We're gonna inhale, we're gonna come forward towards that plank. We'll exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Roll the shoulders back, lift your heart up. Breathe here, feeling the sensation, feeling a little bit of a back bend. And then let's lower it down. We're gonna press through the hands, we're gonna come to tabletop. Or my real suggestion for you, if it feels okay for your body, is start to sink your body back towards child's pose. If you need a drink of water, this might be a great time to grab a drink of water. So just taking a few moments, kind of checking in, breathing. Noticing if the body's starting to feel different. 2, 3. Just counting your breaths, bringing calmness to the mind. Allowing yourself just a few moments to let go, to clear out whatever you've been holding on to. Let it release right now. 2. And 1. Now you can stay right here if your body needs to rest and your body's like, I need to stop. Listen to that. That's fine. If you would like to continue to move, we're going to inhale. Let's come to a tabletop shape. I know that there was some knee issues, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on our knees today. So we'll do that next time. And but what I will have you do is we'll bring your hands towards your knees. We're going to lift your knees off the mat, and then we'll come all the way to standing. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to stretch our hips now, and do the side waist a little bit. Especially those of us that get really tight in the side waist. So often we're folding backwards and forward, but we're not really stretching from side to side. So this will give us an opportunity to do that. So I'm standing wide on my mat. So find whatever space that makes sense and works for you. And then I'm going to have you inhale, lift your arms all the way to the ceiling. We're going to begin here by taking a slight bend in your knees, and then we'll gently try to bring your hands towards the ground. You do not have to have your legs straight. If this is a lot for you, feel free to straighten your legs. So listen again to what your body needs. And then notice your toes. Again, maybe you are going to straighten the legs a little bit. Ooh, my hamstrings are tight. It's always interesting to see what's going on and investigate the body. We don't even know what we're holding on to sometimes. 2 and 1. Now we're going to bend your knees. If they were not bent, we'll bring your hands to your hips. Really press through the legs and the feet. This helps protect your spine and lower back, and come to standing. We're going to take your right toes. You're going to bring those forward. We'll reach your arms out wide to the side and squeeze your shoulder blades together. I'm going to have you bend into that right knee. So this is a position that we call Warrior B or Warrior 2. Those of you who are familiar with the practice. And just to have a slight bend, we also want to make sure, look at your front knee, make sure it's not going in towards your big toe. Push it out towards your pinky toe. You'll start to feel a little bit of opening in the hip flexors. And hopefully that feels really nice. 2 and 1. Now we're going to straighten the legs. We're going to inhale, reach your arms up high. And we'll try this on the other side. So we'll reach your arms out wide, squeeze the shoulders together, and then we're going to point your left toes forward as you bend into that left knee. And again, taking a moment, make sure the knee's towards the pinky toe, not going in towards your big toe, so you can feel that nice opening in the hips. You also might want to look back at your arms. Thank goodness my arms are straight today. They're not always that way. And just taking a few deep breaths here. 2 and 1. We're going to inhale, we'll reach the arms up high, feet parallel. And then we're going to take our hands onto the hips again, roll the shoulders back, try to squeeze the elbows together, lift your heart forward. You're going to take a slight bend in the knees. Maybe you're right here, maybe you're folding all the way down and bringing your head down to the ground. That is not the expectation, just so you know. So go to where it's safe and comfortable for your body. No strain, no pain, just sensation. 2 and 1. We'll bend the knees. We'll inhale, come all the way up to standing. Let's lift your arms up high. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Give yourself like a little, I'm doing good. You know, even if it's challenging, I always feel like sometimes the first 10 minutes of when I run or I go to do exercise, it's really challenging. And then you're like, oh, it feels good. Well, it'll feel good when we end and we'll get to lay down. So let's come back as you bend your right leg. We're gonna reach your arms out wide. Trying to gaze over that right middle finger, maybe squeeze the shoulder blades together. 2, and 1. Now we're gonna straighten your front leg, and I'm gonna have you step your foot back about a footprint. And then we're gonna reach forward. We're gonna lower your hand down. Let's start with your left hand at your hip. You're gonna kind of roll your shoulders back here. Maybe push your head back a little bit if you're pressing behind a wall, and then reaching that arm up if that is okay for your shoulder. You can look up at your thumb or down towards your big toe, or you can look at the screen. So see what feels good for your body. Just again, feeling this space, feeling the sideways stretch. Maybe feeling a little bit in your hips. Might feel your lower back a little bit too. And 1, we'll bend the knee and we'll come all the way up. Lifting your arms up as you straighten the legs. Hands to the heart center. We'll take your left toes forward, doing this on the other side, reaching the arms out wide, and we'll bend the knee once again. Feeling the shoulder blades squeeze together. Keep breathing. 2, and 1. Now we're gonna straighten the leg, slide the foot back a little bit. We'll inhale, reach forward. Let's bring that right hand to the hip, lowering the left hand down onto the shin or the ground, rolling the shoulders back, feeling the tailbone go back, and perhaps reaching that right arm high. And you can look up at your thumb or down towards your big toe. What feels better for your neck? Always check it. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Not only in yoga, but sometimes we have to listen to that in our life too. 2, and 1. We're gonna bend in the knee. We'll inhale, lift up. Let's straighten the legs, reach the arms high. We're gonna exhale. We'll bring our hands to our hips once again, bending the knees. You're gonna hinge from your hips. You're gonna fold forward. Again, you can keep your hands at the hips. Always feel free to bring the hands to the ground. And if you wanna stretch the shoulders, you can interlace your hands and maybe reach your hands away from your hips, going as far as it feels good for your body. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're gonna bend the knees. We'll inhale, rise the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Yay, good work. Okay, so we're gonna do one more little round here. Again, going a little bit deeper into those hips. Do the best that you can. You can always go back to one of the previous poses if it's something doesn't feel good. So we'll reach your arms out wide again. We're gonna take your right toes. You're gonna bend into your knee, finding that warrior B or warrior 2 position. This time we'll lower your left hand down, reach your right arm high, feeling a little bit of stretch to the rib cage and the hips. Keep breathing. And then let's slowly, slowly start to bring your forearm onto your thigh. If you really have more of an advanced practice, you can always bring your hand inside your foot, but that's not necessary for today. You can keep your left hand onto your hip. You can start to reach it towards the sky, or sometimes it feels good to bring the arm back and then sweep it over your head. So you feel a really long stretch. And you can look at your palm or down towards your big toe. Again, listen to what feels good for your neck. Maybe start to feel the shoulder pull away from the ear so you feel some space. Notice, are you breathing? One of my students always says, you're giving me a lot of instructions. If you're feeling that way, just do your best. Find one that works for you. 2, and 1. We're gonna reach the arm along the horizon. If it was over your head, we'll press through the feet. Inhale, let's lift all the way up. Let go. Take a big breath. Exhale, release. Let's reach your arms out wide again. We're gonna take the left toes this time, bending into that left knee. Again, feeling the shoulder blades squeeze together. Find that beautiful space in your body. We'll lower the right hand down, lift your left arm to the sky, maybe leaning back a little bit. 2, and 1, and then we're gonna gently bring that forearm onto the thigh. Again, if you wanna bring your hand inside the foot, that's fine, but whatever feels good for your body. You can keep your hand at your hip, maybe reach the arm towards the ceiling or sweep it along the horizon. Taking a long stretch and breathe. Feel your shoulder move away from your ear. Feel more space in your body. Can you investigate something? Can you shift something so it feels better? Breathe into it. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna reach the arm out behind you. We'll inhale, lift up, bring our feet parallel. One more time, we're gonna take your toes out wide. We'll bend into the knees, bring your knees out wide, thumbs inside the thighs, and kind of sink in here. Might wanna move your hips around a little bit. Hopefully that feels good. You can move your jaw. Ah. And then let's inhale, come all the way back up. And we'll step our feet together. All right, so I'm thinking that we're going to take a balance pose, and then we'll start to move towards the ground. We'll do a little teeny bit of core work, and then some leg stretches and back bending. So for our balancing pose, my suggestion for us today is tree pose. If you have other suggestions, please feel free to write them in, and we will get to those as we move along. So as you're ready, feel what foot feels more stable. So just maybe balance a little bit from side to side. Notice if your right side feels stable or your left side. And don't judge it, just notice. So my left leg is feeling a little bit more stable, so I'm gonna balance on that one first. So I'm gonna really start to engage the foot to kind of anchor into the ground. So just squeeze and engage the leg muscles, and then we're gonna lift your foot up. You can make a little kickstand, maybe bring your foot towards your inner calf, or if you wanna go up a little bit higher towards your inner thigh, that's fine. You can bring your hands to your hips or at your heart center, or maybe reach the arms to the sky. And just breathe here, maybe looking up where the wall and the ceiling start to meet. If you're outside, looking at the horizon, keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're gonna gently lower the arms down, and we'll lower your leg down. Shake out a little bit, shake that energy off. All right, and let's try that on the other side. So again, and if you wanna do the same side twice, by all means, it's your practice. Take care of yourself. So let's ground down through the opposite leg, and then we're gonna bring your foot to the side, maybe making a little kickstand is fine. Bring your foot towards your calf, or again, if you wanna come up towards the inner thigh, that's great. Try to do no pressure on your knee. So you wanna come above or below the knee. And just listen, if you wanna reach your arms high, perhaps do that. Maybe you're gonna go out to the side. If you have someone you love near you, you can squeeze their hands. 3, 2, and 1, and then we're gonna slowly go down. Shake out a little bit. Beautiful. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come take a seat from here, however you wanna get towards the ground. Hopefully you can see me. If you can or have any questions, I'm actually gonna tilt the screen down a little bit. Hi there. Okay, so we are, my Mac got all crazy. All right, so we're gonna actually start here by moving the fleshy part from your sitting bones. And then let's reach your arms up high and just kind of wiggle a little bit from side to side, stretch out. And let's gently bring one hand down, reach your arm overhead. Softening. If you feel like my head feels like it needs a little support, so I'm gonna bend my elbow. So if you'd like to do that, and kind of press my head into my hand, giving my neck a little release. And just breathe. 2, and 1, and we're gonna inhale, we're gonna come up, and we're gonna lower our hand down, and we'll do that on the other side. So lifting up, bringing your hand over your head, and feel free to stay here. The arms can be kind of bent. If my neck again feels like it needs a little support today, so I'm gonna bend my elbow, hand behind my head, and press my head into my hand. Just breathing, appreciating where you're at, appreciating your health. 2, and 1, and then we're gonna inhale. We'll slowly start to come up. All right, so let's bend your knees. I know I promised you some core work. I'm getting there, don't worry. And to those of you who are like, I don't wanna do core work, it'll be quick. All right, so we're gonna reach your arms forward. We're gonna roll the shoulders back. We're not going there yet. We're gonna inhale, reach forward. So I'm gonna turn again. What I want you to do is try to bring your belly towards your thighs, and then we're gonna bring your hands down on your legs. So my legs are bent here, so that's fine. Those of you who have a lot of flexibility, a lot of strength in your body, and you're not gonna go like this, my suggestion for you is to lean forward and maybe start to straighten the legs as you fold forward. Try to keep the belly and thighs connected. Those of you who have a little bit more stiffness in your back, no big deal. The trick to this is if you keep your knees bent, and then slowly, as we progress together, you're gonna be able to, or as you practice, you'll start to be able to move the legs a little bit further. It'll take some time, and be patient with yourself. You know, you don't have to get yoga overnight. It takes a long time. I've been studying for almost 25 years. So just be patient with yourself. Keep breathing. Maybe let your eyes close. Move your jaw a little bit. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to inhale, and we're going to slowly rise up. Let's bend the knees again. So here's where we're going to start to add a little bit of core work in, and we'll be doing this a couple times through the next few poses that we do. So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to roll your shoulders back and feel your chest lift up. And then one of the things that will often happen is that the rib cage will puff forward. See if you can pull your rib cage back a little bit, but keep that upper chest lifted. Keeping the shoulder blades squeezing together and drawing the belly to the spine, we're going to inhale, lift one foot up, and then maybe the other foot up. Now, this is a perfect place to say, I always tell people I stayed here for about 5 years when I first started yoga. But eventually, you're going to want to straighten your legs and maybe reach your arms up. And you can wait 5 years, you can wait 25 years. If you wait 65 years, that's fine. Who cares? 2 and 1, we're going to bring your feet down. Give yourself a little smile. All right, so we're going to move on from here. I'm going to turn face you once again. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one leg and you're going to bring that straight. The other leg, we're going to let the knee fall out to the side. And you're going to start to bring your foot toward your inner thigh. If you happen to have any knee issues, you might want to grab a pillow, or if you have a blanket or something nearby, and you can bring that underneath your knee if it's too much pressure. If it's way too much, just bring both legs straight. That's fine. So now we got to probably have a lot of things going on in your back. So those of you who have a little bit of a stiff back, feel free to just stay lifted and feel your spine straighten. Those of you who are a little bit more comfortable, we're going to start to walk your hands forward towards your foot, maybe bending your knee a little bit and bringing your nose towards your knee. So again, take your time. Listen to what you need. Keep breathing. Five, 4. See if you can move anything else in your body or let yourself soften a little bit more. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to inhale. We're going to start to walk. If you need another moment or two, let yourself stay there. But otherwise, you're going to start to walk yourself back up. And then we're going to take our opposite hand to our knee. So we're going to cross over the body, and the other hand is going to go behind your back. We're going to inhale. We're going to puff the chest to the side. Maybe you're just turning your head to the side. And if it feels okay for your neck, you can look towards the back of your mat or towards your backhand. And again, just noticing how your body feels. What's going on in that straight leg? Is it just hanging out, or you can flex and energize it? So just start to feel the sensation. 2 and 1, and then we're going to gently, gently unwind from here. Beautiful work. Let's go ahead and take the feet together, bending the knees once again. We'll bring the hands behind the knees like we did a few moments ago. And I'll go ahead and turn so you can see if you forgot. We'll roll the shoulders back, and then we're going to lift one leg up and then your other leg up, and maybe hang out here. Maybe it's a little bit wobbly and you're rolling on your back, and that's fine. Just laugh, have fun. 2 and 1, and we'll go ahead and bring those feet back down. It's a little bit of teeny core work that we sneak in there. So let's, from here, we're going to do this on the other side. So you'll straighten your opposite leg and then bend your knee. And if you forgot which leg that you did, do what feels weird. Okay, so one side's going to feel a little bit different. And again, feel free to bring that blanket underneath or pillow underneath your knee. Those of you who have, and if your knee's like really high, that's fine. Just stick it under there. We'll inhale, lift the chest up, maybe roll your shoulders back. You can stay right here. And then if you'd like to, you can also start to fold forward. And again, just softening and breathing, letting your mind calm. Feeling yourself release sensation that you might be holding on to. Any strain. Let yourself exhale what doesn't serve you. Keep breathing. 3, 2, softening a little bit more, and 1. And then we're going to inhale and we'll start to rise all the way up. And we'll go ahead and take that twist again. So you'll take the opposite hand to your knee, that same hand you're going to take behind your back. We're going to roll the shoulders back, puff the chest. You might turn to the side, or maybe you're going to turn and face the back of your mat. And again, just breathing. Noticing different sensations. Maybe you notice your mind's a little calmer now. And if it's not, notice that. And then we're going to slowly, slowly start to release and unwind. We're going to, if you've been using a pillow like I was, you're going to move that off to the side. We'll go ahead and bend the knees again, bringing the hands behind the knees, finding this is what we call boat pose. So we'll lift the legs up. I'll turn again so you can see. And again, maybe you're trying to reach the hands, finding a little bit more challenge. It's fine if the legs are bent and the knee hands are forward. And then we're going to slowly bring your feet back down. All right, so from here, let's take your one leg straight, and we're going to take your other foot, and you're going to bring that over your knee. Now, this is going to happen a little bit differently for some of you, depending, again, what's going on in your hips. So if some of you might stay right here, and you probably have a lot going on. Those of you who run, or if you sit a lot, sometimes it can get really tight in those hips. Not a big deal, it's just one of the things that happen. Now, if you want a little bit something different, we can do one of two things. So one is that you can start to lean forward and reach towards that straight leg. Or you can decide that you want to bend the knees, and I'll go ahead and turn so you can see. So I'm almost like in a figure 4 shape, and just kind of fold in from here, and you'll feel a nice little stretch in your hips. Might be nice to move your jaw around a little bit. So just again, explore what is perfect for your body. And breathe. 2 and 1. And I know sometimes it's going to be really intense for some of you. If you want to come visit this again later on, feel free. Otherwise, if you're ready to release out of this, you can either straighten your leg and release your leg and maybe shake out a little bit. And then in between, we'll go ahead and bend the knees again, and we'll lift your legs up. 2 and 1, and then we'll bring your feet down. And we'll start that on the other side. So again, straightening the one that you didn't do the last time, and then we'll bend your other leg. So again, and it might be really different from side to side, especially with whatever is going on for your body. So that's fine. Don't judge that. You can stay right here. You can, again, maybe try to lean forward a little bit, but listen to what your body needs you to do. Or perhaps you're going to bend the knee and then just start to lean a little bit forward here and just breathing into the sensation. What a gift to take this time out and just take a few moments. 2, 3. This is my really bad counting. And 1. So you're going to gently slide your leg forward. And again, you can always visit that pose later. And we'll straighten the legs, maybe bang your toes around. And then let's again bend your knees and perhaps lift your feet up. Beautiful. And then we're going to come bring the feet back down. So we've worked a lot into the hips, so we're going to add on to this now. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is you bring your feet together and knees apart. And so you have like a diamond shape. You don't have to bring the feet really close in. The feet can be at a comfortable place, wherever that makes sense for you. And then maybe wiggle a little bit from side to side and just see if you can find some more space here. And we'll start by working the spine. So we'll inhale, lift your chest up, and then we'll exhale, round to the spine, chin to the chest. And again, go as far as it feels good. Inhale, we'll lift up. And I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing with my back. And then we'll round to the spine. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, we'll round. Inhale, we're going to lift up. Now you might stay right here and you can just close your eyes and feel some softness come in here. Or those of you who'd like to fold forward a little bit, just starting to lean forward, trying to keep the spine as straight as you can. You can walk your hands forward. And again, just sort of listen to what feels good. And if this doesn't feel good at all, always feel free just to straighten your legs. If your knees are up really, really high, I sometimes suggest that people bring the arms inside the legs, so your hands are on the outside, hello, and then you're going to kind of pull yourself forward. You'll feel a little bit more opening as you do that in your lower back, for those of you who have your knees a little bit higher. So just taking a breath or two here. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to inhale. We're going to slowly rise up. We're going to bring the knees together. Again, we'll slide those hands behind the knees, roll the shoulders back, maybe lift your legs up. Looking at your toes, maybe give yourself a sweet smile. And then we're going to gently bend the knees. We'll straighten your left leg forward. We're going to keep your right knee squeezed in, and we're going to take a twist from here. So again, make this available to you. You can bring your hand onto your knee and start to cross over. If you happen to have any scoliosis or that you're pregnant, my recommendation is that you actually go the opposite direction. So you'll bring that arm inside and you'll open your spine the opposite way. So again, listen to what your body needs here. If you, wherever you're at, you can kind of feel your head and spine lengthen, maybe turn your head and just breathe. Perhaps flexing through the straight leg. Notice, is your foot flat on the leg that's bent, or is it lifted up a little bit? 2 and 1, and we'll gently begin to unwind. Hopefully that felt really good. And then we'll straighten the leg out, and we're going to do that on the other side. So we'll bend your knee. And again, you can cross and twist, especially if you don't have any back issues. But if you have any scoliosis, or again, if you're pregnant, just be mindful. We want to keep the belly and the spine open as you twist the opposite way. And so just again, feel what feels good. Roll the shoulders back. You can lift through the crown of the head, maybe turning your head behind you. Keep breathing. Again, noticing what's happening with the straight leg. Is the foot flexed? Is the other foot flat on the ground? And not to judge anything, just notice. 2 and 1, and then we're going to gently unwind from here. So last little ab blast, and then we're going to come down to the ground. So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to bring your hands behind your back. We're going to bend your knees, lift your feet off the ground, and then we're going to inhale, straighten the legs out. Exhale, squeeze in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Good work, everybody. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, so we're going to come lay on your back from here. So you're going to kind of scoot your feet towards the front of the mat. We're going to bring our tush as close as we can to our heels and then come lay down. We'll reach your arms. Either you can bend your elbows out to the side, or you can bring your arms straight, depending on how much space you have. If it would feel better for you to reach your arms up or down, listen to that instead. So first of all, maybe close your eyes and take a big, deep breath. Inhale through your nose, feel your belly expand. And then exhale, let go through the mouth. Again, maybe big inhale. And exhale. Just take a moment to kind of scan the body. And then what I'm going to invite you to do as you do this is that maybe start to feel your shoulder blades move away from your ears. So see if they can push down away from your ears. Now you can turn your palms either face up or face down. What feels good for you? Play with that for a moment. And then finding a spot that feels good and neutral. I'm going to bring my palms face down today because that feels good for me. And then I'm going to press through my feet, and you can stay right here if you're really happy where you're at, or if you want a little bit more, you're going to start to tilt your tailbone towards your knees, and then maybe begin to lift the hips away from the ground. So it might just be a little lift. Maybe you're lifting up a little bit higher. If this is your first one, maybe just kind of go low. So again, listen to what feels good and safe for your body. It's really important that you feel safe. So taking a few breaths here, feeling that stretch, maybe even wiggling the shoulders underneath you. Feel your chin tilt away from your chest so your neck can get a little longer. And then as you're ready, we're going to exhale and slowly, slowly, slowly lowering down one vertebra at a time, letting your tailbone come down last. Hopefully feeling a little bit of length in your spine here. Just observe, how does that feel? How are you feeling? So let's try that again, if you'd like. So pressing through the feet, maybe tilting the tailbone up. You can start to lift the hips up a little bit. Maybe you're lifting up a little bit more. And if you'd like to add a little bit on this time, perhaps looking for your hands behind your back and then rolling your shoulders underneath you and seeing if you can find the hands. And maybe I sometimes like to press through my tippy toes and feel my quads stretch out. Keep breathing wherever you are. Feeling the chin tilt away from the chest. So keep finding if there's other spots in your body that need attention, listen to that. Adjust, shift, change. 2 and 1, and then we're going to slowly, slowly start to lower down one vertebra at a time. Maybe reach your arms to the side. Let yourself find some space. Connect with your breath. My suggestion is that we do that one last time if that felt good. If not, just hang out here. So if you'd like to move up again, we're going to press through the feet. We're going to inhale, tilt your tailbone up. Maybe roll the shoulders back. Maybe bring your hands behind your head. If there's any kids here, if you want, I used to do this when I was a kid a lot, but bring your hands under your shoulders and you can press up with straight arms and straight legs. Or maybe one day you're going to want to work towards that. Not a big deal. Find what works for you. Let's take 3 more breaths. 2 and 1, and then we're going to slowly start to lower it back down. Back bends are so nice for so many reasons. One of my favorite reasons is it helps give us a little bit extra energy. So from here, let's squeeze both of the knees towards the chest if that's available to you. You can bring your hands on your knees or behind your knees. And then we're going to just rock a little bit from side to side, noticing how the back is feeling. And then let's keep your right knee squeezed in towards the chest. We're going to bring our hands just below the right knee and we'll stretch your left leg out on the ground. If you have a lot of lower back issues or for some reason this isn't comfortable, just bend your left leg, okay? So take care of what your body needs. Again, always, always checking in. Maybe bringing your right knee over towards the right armpit a little bit. This position is really good for digestion. So we always want to start with the right side because it works with the ascending colon, and the left side works with the descending colon. And just start to, if you have any digestive issues, this is really nice to do. So from here, again, if you're like, oh, I really like this, I need this, stay there. But if you want a little bit something else, we're going to straighten your leg up towards the ceiling. You can either grab behind the hamstring or start to pull your leg towards your head a little bit. So again, do what feels appropriate for your body. Notice where you feel a sensation in the back of the leg. If you're not feeling a whole lot, if you flex your heel towards the ceiling, it often will activate and stretch all of this out. 2 and 1. Now we're going to bend your knee again. We're going to take your opposite hand, so that left hand on the right knee, your right knee is moving over to the side, and we're going to twist. So we're going to bring your right knee over to the left. You can look towards the ceiling. Maybe you're going to turn your head to the right or to the left. So feeling a twist. If that's too much for you, just back off a little bit and maybe don't go as far. And just maybe your eyes are closed, noticing your breath again. Feeling sensation in the body. Feeling a sense of ease. Two, 3, 4, and 5. And then if your leg is bent or if you still have that bent, I'm going to suggest that you just let that knee fall out to the right side. And so almost like you're in that tree pose that we were in earlier, but you're just doing it on the ground now. So, and what's nice is that gravity kind of helps and feels the hip flexors open up a little bit more. So just let yourself breathe through that. If there is any strain, tension you're holding in your body, just invite it to soften. 2 and 1. And again, if you're comfortable where you are, stay there. If not, you're going to lift your, not that you're not comfortable, if you're ready to move on, we're going to lift the knee up. We'll bring your left knee to meet it. You might notice very quickly that the right and left side of the body feels differently. Before we move to the other side, I'm going to challenge you to lift your hips up again, feeling that back bend. And then we'll slowly lower back down. Squeezing both of the knees towards the chest, giving yourself a hug. We'll rock a bit from side to side. And then straightening that right leg either out in front of you or bending the knee. Again, seeing what feels good as you squeeze the left knee in. And we'll squeeze the knee towards the rib cage or maybe towards that armpit a little bit. So yoga is so awesome because not only does it, do great things for our bodies, but it also helps massage the inside as well as the outside. And we're able to connect with the breath. Again, we get to soften a little bit more. So let's start to take this for a twist. So we'll take our right hand to our left knee. You'll reach your left arm out to the left. And then we'll gently start to bring that left knee over to the right. And again, just go as far as it feels good. Maybe you want to try to keep your shoulders on the ground. Maybe not. If it feels like it's too much, it probably is. So back off a little bit. And if it feels really good, listen to that. A few more deep breaths. 2 and 1. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly start to unwind. We'll bend the knees again. Let's give your knees one more little squeeze here. And then we're going to do one last thing for our shoulders, and then we'll start to move into our rest. So the last thing that we'll do for our shoulders is you're going to reach your arms over your head. And then you're going to bend your right elbow, and you're going to try to grab your right elbow with your left hand. And then just see if you can help the right elbow work towards the ground. For some of you, this is going to be really, really easy. If you tend to hold a lot of stress in your shoulders or you're at a computer a lot during the day, this might be a little bit more challenging. So just see if you can invite some softness into that. We'll take 3 more breaths. 2 and 1. We'll gently soften. You can turn your head a little bit from side to side. And then let's try this on the other side. So you'll grab your left elbow with your right hand and then help guide that left elbow down. And again, just feel it soften. Breathe in if there's any tension. Maybe even notice, did your jaw or anything else tighten up in your body? Just finding softness. And then feel free to stay right where you're at, or you can start to release the arms. We'll bring our arms alongside the body. You can keep your knees bent. You can stretch your legs out in front of you, come to lie flat on your back, or if you prefer, you can roll over and come up to a seat. And we're just going to take a few moments and get quiet. So all this hard work that you've just done, let's let that sink into your body. So maybe inviting your eyes to close. Taking a big, deep inhale through your nose. And then exhale out through the mouth. Feeling your body soften. Again, let's take a really big, deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Letting the body soften. And as you begin to connect with the breath, feeling the support of the ground beneath you, maybe noticing where the back of the head rests, noticing your shoulder blades, perhaps inviting the muscles of the back to release and unwind. Maybe noticing your glutes on the ground, the backs of the legs, the heels. Feeling a lightness and softness through the soles of your feet, the toes, the tops of the feet, your ankles, the lower legs, the knees, the upper legs, the hips, the lower belly, upper belly, chest. Take a moment and notice, can you feel the breath move through the chest, through the torso? You feel the whole torso expand or not? Just become aware. Feeling the upper collarbone, soften the upper shoulders, all the way down the arms to the tips of the fingers. Noticing your hands, the wrists, lower arms, elbows and upper arms. Noticing the notch at the base of the throat. Feeling your throat and neck soften. The chin, the jaw, the mouth, the cheeks, the nose, the ears, the eyes, the forehead, the crown of your head. Feeling your whole head and body softening, breathing, a sense of ease flowing through you. Just allowing yourself to breathe. And we just take these few moments out of our day to connect deeper to ourselves, feeling the mind calm, the body release, connect with our energy, just feel a little bit differently, shake off. You start to feel a little bit better, just quieter. Just letting yourself breathe and taking a moment to think about everything you're grateful for. There's so many awesome things in your life. Enjoy them, be with them, have fun. So feel free to continue to rest. I'm going to sign off in just a moment. Those of you who feel ready to move a little bit, feel free to begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can rotate your wrists and ankles. Maybe turn your head from side to side or just start to reach and stretch any way that feels good for you. Taking a big deep breath, letting go. So thank you so much for allowing me to guide you today. I look forward that we're going to be spending some more time together. Hopefully you can join. Please feel free to invite your family. It's fine with me. I think it's okay with everybody else. Drink some water, hydrate after we had our practice today. If you are sore in any way, I always recommend taking a Epsom salt bath and just enjoy, have fun. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Namaste.